My life is full of uncertainty right now. I'm desperately trying to get the house ready, turn it from a house for 2 into a house for 6, because my daughter and son-in-law and 2 grandchildren are coming ahead of their emigrating to Australia. We aren't quite sure how long they're staying. On top of that, my church has to make big decisions and the future is uncertain. I came across this about faith and doubt and uncertainty. Listen to this. The believer can only perfect his or her faith on the ocean of nihilism, temptation, and doubt. He has been assigned the ocean of uncertainty as the only possible site for his faith. On the other hand, the believer is not to be understood undialectically as a mere man without faith. Just as we have already recognized that the believer does not live immune to doubt, but is always threatened by the plunge into the void, so now we can discern the entangled nature of human destinies and say that even the non-believer does not represent a rounded and closed existence. However vigorously he may assert that he has long left behind him supernatural temptations and weaknesses, and now accepts only what is immediately certain, he will never be free of secret uncertainty. Just as the believer is choked by the salt water of doubt, constantly washed into his mouth by the ocean of uncertainty, so the non-believer is troubled by doubts about his unbelief, about the real totality of the world, which he has made up his mind to explain as a self-contained whole. He can never be absolutely certain of the autonomy of what he has seen and interpreted as a whole. He remains threatened by the question whether the belief is not, after all, reality as it claims to be. Just as the believer knows himself to be constantly threatened by unbelief, which he must experience as a continual temptation, so for the unbeliever, faith remains a temptation, and so a threat to his apparently permanently closed world. Now, you may need to go back and listen to that once or twice, as I did to read it, to grasp what's being said. That if you are an absolutely firm believer, the truth is that the world and its voices are always whispering, always surrounding, always tempting us not to believe. But sometimes we're afraid that for the unbeliever, they have absolute certainty. But is it so? So my thought for today is this. For which unbeliever that you know or that you encounter could you offer the seed of doubt that would cause them to think about believing? How will your life, your words, your actions become a temptation for a non-believer to step out, to try touching the face of God? And equally, as you think about challenging an unbeliever, arguing, debating with someone who does not believe, how might you find your faith being strengthened as you speak out, as you act out your faith, and find that you are standing on stronger ground than you thought. I pray your faith might be strengthened today, and someone else's unbelief might be weakened by your faith. See you tomorrow. Bye.